take a look through this book, which is actually my choir folder. And first of all, feature this little guy who is responsible for many of these drawings that I drew in the choir loft. So some stickers, some graphic design that I put together. This was always in the very front of my choir folder. I've got the vowel sound symbols on the left and some of my favorite stickers there. Playbill from my trip to New York, signed by Matthew Morrison. Inside here, these are also in my choir folder at some point. Here we see lots of drawings that were either of choir members or conference sketches. And some stickers. And some of these just got thrown into this folder, so. But the red drawings are all from the choir loft. Some of the earliest versions here of these. You can tell because they're super raw. Made some progress, that's for sure. Some of these area authorities have become apostles, like on the Raz Band here. And some have passed on, like on the Packer. That's not all. I've got two folders that have been retired. This one carried mechanical. It's a little different color of red, but tighter, smaller, thinner lead. Brainstorming for an activity book for a tour. Also for my sister's wedding invitation, looks like. This is a drawing I did in one of the recording sessions. This was drawing I did during one of the concerts. Not while we were singing, of course. A recording session. And we have Chili, who came and sang for us, with us. It's funny because these are the concert cue sheets. I always ended up getting drawn on. Another collection during the CD recording. And this is probably the first sheet for my first conference. One of my first drawings there towards the end. There's a friend of mine put this together when I retired. And here's a picture of us all at Carnegie Hall. And I am right there. So close. There you go. And here are some watercolors that I did for a special calendar. Choir themed, of course. This paper is really, really toothy, and so a lot of times it would just eat the pencil up that I was using because it was such textured paper. I would rip it out of a notebook, probably 4 or 5 sheets at a time, and just have it on hand in my folder. And then when I used it up, it was gone. I'd get some more. I have plenty of paper. Conference sketches, quarter page is the routine. And each one of these is probably about 10-15 minutes, since that's how long the conference talks lasted. Here's some from that first conference again. I used pen on lined paper. And then these snuck in from other projects that I'd worked on. And again, let's get thrown in there. This one of all the Castleton sisters as Disney princesses. And here are more of the watercolors. The fashion calendar, the choir fashion calendar. idea was to have all of these drawn models, and then they would be wearing dresses that were used for the women in the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. A couple of loose sheets. Now these ones largely were memory studies. I would draw this in the morning with some reference material, and then in the evening at choir around 7 I would draw this as I was waiting for choir to start, just to see if I could remember the likeness of whoever I was drawing. And I've got them on both sides here. A lot of times these would turn out better than the originals. Here's another progression of that. These apprentices. And after a while, I found a couple of these notebooks that made just packing a lot of paper in the choir folder a lot easier. These would be my ideas that I'd be sketching down for freelance projects. This was for a law firm. And then tutor page for more conference sketches. Often writing down the name of the person. Here's Elder Anderson, what they were talking about. And then some of them would come and speak in our local meetings. I remember when Brother Mattress came and I'd already drawn a picture of him. Some sketches for the Pineapple Hut. And here's a really special one. The story behind this one is, this is the interior of the tabernacle. This is the floor where you can sit in, and here's the balcony. And oftentimes the lighting while we rehearsed, with these lights lit, they would cast shadows on this domed ceiling here. And it were these little spindles that were off of the ceiling lights that would cast these kind of human-like shapes against the wall. And it always reminded me of just that thought of kind of the angels that sing with us, or that I was able to sing with in that choir. It's a really, really special experience. And anyway, I really, really like that. I captured that in November of 2016. I believe that says 16, right before I retired. One of the different Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus pictures that I captured in that. Must have been the very last one. The first notebook that I had of that size. It's right here. Usually if it's a profile picture, it's based on someone I was looking at in the choir-loft, since that was my vantage point. Portrait page. Here's some ideas for a sticker or some sort of tour. Kind of a study on the self-portrait there. Initial thumbnail sketch for my Sesame Street sticker that was shown earlier. And this one, in places, I went in and did that, composed that graphically in the computer. And drew that during a Christmas devotion, I believe. I was on the birthday committee in the Tabernacle Choir, and so some of these ideas were for the birthday committee, and this was for one of the calendars that I had put together, which is just a fun little self-assignment. And this looks like looks like someone getting a back rub, but it's actually probably two people riding a horse. Or a pineapple hat type depiction. Some of them are so awful, but again, there's still some qualities. I'm sure that doesn't look anything like that person, but I look in there and there's still a lot of personality in those scribbles. Another Renlund before he became an apostle. Probably one of the better drawings. I have a hard time drawing that guy. And that's it, final page. Some more work on probably a logo that I was working on or something like that. Anyway, that's the collection of choir-loft drawings. We've got some other things to look at that are related to the sketches in my loft sketchbook. Some things that I did for the birthday committee, some graphic design and some creative gifts that I put together. This one was for Ron Gunnell, who was in charge of getting guest artists to perform with us. So everything was themed with stars. And some subtle suggestions on the inside cover of a travel journal. This was for Scott Barrick. One afternoon he talked to us about not posting things to social media, and so for his next gift everything was themed social media. These were my fans that I used in the choir loft when it got hot. Looked like ping pong paddles. And some not official swag for the choir that had Lloyd Newell's face and some things that he would say for all of the live broadcast introductions. And I always thought it would be a blast to perform with the Muppets, and so excited when that dream actually happened, when we performed with the Sesame Street Muppets. This was a concert that would be cool, but I don't expect it anytime soon. A laser light show concert. Some familiar faces from that time period. Speaking of faces, we always wondered if Mac knew who we were. Yes, he knows your face. Yes, he knows your name, and he also knows if you're singing on pitch. And a choir-themed tattoo. The gentleman on the right there is Dale Bowman, one of the funniest people I ever have met. This Trapped with Angels graphic was something I thought of after the choir participated in the film Singing with Angels, and Trapped with Angels would have been a thrilling sequel of a story of choir members getting trapped in one of the tunnels underneath Temple Square after a concert. Here are two covers from some activity books that I put together that I took on some tours. I put them together. They had puzzles, games, all those things just to keep us busy, keep myself busy really, during the road trips. And if it wasn't an activity book, I would put together some stickers. And here was a series of stickers that you could collect to form a wagon wheel. Some stickers themed for the East Coast tour. That was the tour we sang at the Yankees baseball game. And a sticker for our performance in Rexburg. And anyone that was in Rexburg knows what the yellow bus was for. We had a performance for the Centennial in Phoenix, Arizona in 2012. We got a police escort to arrive at that concert on time. That was a fun trip. And so was the one to Ephraim, Utah. For the birthday committee, I put these cards together. You can see the flavors changing as the colors change. These were cards just to recognize people on their birthday. And we probably gave that out with some candy. And a different year, we put together some bookmarks. And we're able to have those available for people for their birthday. We also celebrated the birthdays of the first presidency. And because we knew President Eyring liked to sketch, I had the opportunity to put together this special sketchbook and had some of my drawings in the inside covers of a moleskin sketchbook that we gave to him for his birthday. And in 2015, I thought we'd start the year off right by having a calendar. Something totally made up, but that called out some things that were worth remembering. You can see that each month the design is the colors and the design of one of the ties that we would wear in the men's wardrobe. And each of the months has a glossary of terms, how to tie your tie, some specifics about wardrobe, something to celebrate the summer tour with, some thoughts on white shirts and collars, suits and slacks, do's and don'ts, and some photos of the past. At the bottom of these pages you see lines from different hymns. This was a lot of fun to put together. And because I'd put together one for the men in 2016, why not one for the women? So I put together these illustrations that were paired with the colors and some dress designs that had to do with choir. The pink one was retired while I served those 9 years. That blue one was worn often. We never had seen polka dots, still haven't. But we have seen a couple of purple dresses. And the black dress. And here's a couple popular colors as well. And that's it. So anyone that has made it this far, I hope you've enjoyed some of the things I've been able to share. All special memories to me, and maybe some special memories for you as well. So thank you for watching, and until we meet again.